Oh, I gotta turn that cooler down, it's too loud. Move, baby. Move, Willie. Move, Willie. My silly Willie. Well, hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Just got back from running to the store, got showered early, ran to the store, put some stuff away, blah, blah, blah. Hope you're all doing well, and again, welcome. Yeah, today I wanted to talk about people who pretend to be rich. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know why it came into my mind, but it did, because, oops, gotta do this again. I used to live downtown. My son Nathan and I used to live downtown, where there's good areas and not so great areas. And I used to see people driving an extremely expensive car, but living in a house that was literally falling apart. I'm not talking just an old home. Old homes can look wonderful. I live in an old home. The inside is in great condition. The outside is in great condition. The yards need work, but I'm not putting my money into somebody else's yard, so they are what they are. But I'm talking houses that literally were falling apart. Parts of the wall on the outside are falling apart of those houses downtown. And I see these people driving this most expensive car, and it used to just, oh, my dog, I've got to take care of her little foot, sorry guys. But I'd see them driving these super expensive cars and then pull up into this house where they lived, and that thing looked like it was ready to collapse. And I thought, why do people do that? It's like the people who they'll go and buy a woman will buy a $600 purse when she's making barely enough to live on, but she'll go and do that just to say, see my Gucci bag or whatever brand, you know. I fell into that trap one time many years ago. It was after my mother died and I got my inheritance. It wasn't much, it was just a little inheritance, but I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to treat myself. I never buy designer expensive stuff. So I went and bought some, oh, I'm so embarrassed, some Tiffany sunglasses. I can't say F without my teeth. For those of you new, I've got my teeth pulled to get a denture, and I'm waiting for my gums to heal. I have the denture, but I can't wear it because my gums aren't healed. Anyway, it's hard to say an F. But I got some Tiffany sunglasses, which were over $400. Yeah, I was that stupid. Me, definitely not a rich person in any way, shape, or form. But I thought, I'm going to treat myself. I never do this. Well, the time I had them for a week. I was so nervous wearing them. I was afraid I was going to lose them. I was afraid I was going to break them. I was afraid I was going to scratch them. I was afraid I might leave them somewhere, somebody steal them, whatever. Oh, I did not enjoy wearing them because I knew in my heart I could not replace them. I wasn't able to go buy another pair if something happened to them. And it made me feel kind of foolish, so I took them back, and luckily they refunded me the full amount that I paid for it. And here, I'm not playing right now. And so they refunded me the full amount. But I had also gotten myself some Gucci perfume. Yeah. It was almost $200 for a little bottle of perfume, right? And I thought, oh, it smells so beautiful. I want to have this, you know. And it did. It smelled beautiful. I can't remember the name of it, but it looked like an oval diamond bottle with an oval diamond top, and it was pink. The liquid was pink. I can't remember the name. But, oh, it smelled beautiful. And I thought, oh, I've never done this either. So I did. I bought that perfume. Well, lo and behold, that stuff made me itch so severely it was not even funny, guys. I mean, You know, I sprayed it like you do, and before I knew it, my scalp was itching, my skin was itching, and I thought it couldn't be the perfume. Well, I showered and went about my day, and then the next day I put the perfume on again. Yep. Oh my God, itched so bad. I mean, I was literally scratching my skin off, so I had to go shower again and wash my hair because, you know, when you go like that with it and you let it fall on you, well, anything that got on my scalp itched horribly. So I took that back, and luckily they refunded that. That was it. I learned my lesson. It was like something was saying, you know you can't continue this. Why are you doing this? And I know a lot of people might look at it like, well, you were just treating yourself. But the thing with that is, like, if something had happened to those sunglasses, I would have been devastated. I mean, they're just sunglasses. They were just plastic. Just plastic, but because it had the name Tiffany, they charged for over $400. How stupid is that? And I mean, they didn't look any different than any sunglasses that I would get at Target or Walmart. They just happened to have the name Tiffany on it. And yeah, they were pretty. They were pretty. They had a little design on the side, but they didn't look like anything you wouldn't see in Walmart or Target. I mean, seriously, they were plastic. And yeah, so I fell into that little trap for a moment in time and learned my lesson. And yeah, and I see people do that. I'll see people get into their beat up car and proudly wearing some designer sunglasses, right? Designer sunglasses. I don't get it. I did treat my daughter back then. I just wanted to treat her, and I bought her some Gucci sunglasses. I believe they were Gucci. And I just wanted to treat my daughter. But yeah, I've seen a lot of that, or I'll see it in videos where some girl is showing her stuff, and she's got all this designer stuff, and she's living in this little tiny teeny apartment, you know, has to take a bus or you know, ride a bicycle, that type of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, what is it that people, why do we do that? Why do we think, oh, by wearing this with so-and-so's name who's charging a fortune, just because their name is on it, why does that make somebody feel better? I don't understand it, because when I was using those sunglasses, I did not feel better. I was a nervous wreck. I guess maybe it'd be different if you could keep replacing it. I don't know. But after that little moment in time, I realized how stupid to pay so much for something just because it has a designer's name on it. It's not worth anything more than if it had Joe Schmo's name on it, but because some famous designer puts their name on something, they charge an absolute fortune. Somebody buys it. Look what I have. Look what I'm wearing. It's by so-and-so. Who cares? I certainly do not care about things like that. I could not care less. It's like I was in Walmart the other day, and I saw the cutest tops. I haven't bought myself clothes in God knows how long, and I still didn't. But they had some of the cutest women's tops. I was like, oh, that is so pretty. It's so cute. I literally have not bought clothes in I don't know how long. I've got 2 closets full of clothes, and I have a few favorites that I wear. I don't know. I should break down and buy some new tops and stuff. I don't know. I don't really care anymore. As long as I'm clean and showered and look decent, I'm okay. And like I said, in the summer I'm a t-shirt and leggings person. I just want to be comfortable. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about people who do that? Why do you think you can be barely scraping by, somebody can be barely scraping by, and they'll go buy something designer as though that makes them, I don't know, not better, that's not the word I'm looking for, but makes them more, I don't know, whatever, more rich. I don't know what the word would be. But yeah, oh, nope. You're going to hurt your legs. Sorry, guys, but my little pixie's leg. She gets it caught under her when she... Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Lily, get down. Lily, get down. Get down. See, you heard her yelp? She moved it the wrong way. So I got to be very careful with her. Anyway, what is it that you think... it's okay, baby. Now she's good. Yeah, what do you think that is? That people... I don't know, they get something with a designer's name and what is, because that's why I'm wondering, what does it make them feel? Because when I was wearing those sunglasses, I did not feel more special or anything. Instead, I was constantly worried. I mean, totally worried all the time. But I saw a lot of that downtown. When I lived downtown, I saw a lot of people who drove the fanciest cars, drove the fanciest cars, but lived in a house that literally, I am not exaggerating, guys, when I tell you the walls were breaking down, cracking and breaking down, or the fences, the walls on the house actually had chunks of plaster or whatever the house was made of stucco, you know, peeling off, falling off. But there's the fancy vehicles in the driveway, and I always used to think, what is that? We even lived next door when my son and I were down there, living down there. We lived next door to a family. It was a big family. They all lived together, which I thought was pretty cool. The parents, the grandparents, or grandmother, the adult kids, they were all living together. But this house was, and still is, I went by it a while back and it's still the same. I mean, chunks of the wall of the house literally fallen off. I mean, the house is in total disrepair. But they all have their fancy trucks and cars in the driveway. I mean, expensive, nice ones. We're not talking, you know, whatever. We're talking really big time fancy vehicles, trucks and things in their driveway. And I thought to myself, your house is falling apart, but you've got these vehicles. I don't know, guys. And when I see it on YouTube, I see it a lot. There's one elderly lady I watched that she literally lives in a room. It's like a room. It's not an apartment, it's not a house, it's a room. And, you know, obviously doesn't have a lot of money, but she will show her designer scarf, her designer shirt, her designer shoes. And I'm thinking, you're living in a room, a little room, but you're spending all your money on these things. It just, I don't know, guys. What are your views on that? I don't mean to sound, you know, just critical and judgmental, but I think it's really strange how a person can put their name on something, and because they're famous, people are willing to spend a fortune on an article of clothing or jewelry or shoes or a purse or a coat or whatever, and be like, oh, this is so-and-so. I don't care. I will buy my clothes at thrift stores and Goodwill and Target and Walmart. And I even have something to give you an example. When I was married, I went to a dinner with my then husband. It was a company dinner. And we had all 5 kids at home at the time and couldn't afford to go get me some fancy dress. Well, I went to Walmart and there was this beautiful red dress. It had, you know, the straps like this, and it was square cut and fit me nicely. And it was a very pretty red dress, just simple red dress that went down to the knee, very classic looking. And when we were at that dinner, some lady walked up to me, and it was on sale for $10.99 at the time, the dress. While we were at the dinner, some lady walks up to me, and she was just like, you could tell she was just a snooty whatever. But she walks up and she goes, oh my God, that dress is beautiful. It fits you like a glove. It's just beautiful. And I bet I know where you got that from. And I just smiled And she goes, oh, they have beautiful clothes in that store. I know, I've seen clothes like that in that store. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just let her keep making the comment. Well, come on. I kept letting her make the comment. There we go. And she just said, the color suits you beautifully, because at the time I had dark hair, black, it was like black brown hair, and so red was a good color for me. And she was just like, it looks so pretty on you, it's a really nice color choice, blah blah blah. And I didn't say anything again, and then she continued to talk, and she said, I can't believe how well that fits you, it must be tailor-made, haha. And so finally I said, no, actually I got this at Walmart on sale for $10.99. And she just went, oh. And she didn't say anything else, and then walked away. Literally walked away from me. Like, you know, a Walmart dress? I mean, it was so stupid. And that's when that was one of those times I realized, God, some people are so shallow, it's pathetic. But Lily, she's in a crazy mood today. I don't know why. But yeah, just give me your views on what you think about people who pretend to be rich, or what you think it makes them feel because they wear this stuff that costs a lot of money. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you can afford to buy a few, some designer things here and there if you can afford that. But I'm talking people who are not rich and really put out the bucks for something designer. Even if it means it cuts back on their food or their rent or their whatever, they'll do it to say, look what I got, as if it matters. I could not care less whose name is on anything you own or where you got it from. I could not care less. Who cares about things like that? If you show me a beautiful dress and you say, I got this at Goodwill for $6.99, I'll be like, yay, good for you. What a deal. I don't get that kind of thinking. I really don't, guys. It's so, I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but it's definitely not me. I love to find treasures at thrift stores and Goodwill and places like that. I love to find something like, oh, here's a beautiful shirt, or I got some leggings, or I got this, or what. I love getting a deal. It makes me so happy when I buy something really nice, and it may be a designer piece, but I get it for $5 or $6 or $10. I love the thrill of that hunt. To me, it's a big deal. And I'm not in a position to spend a fortune, so I love it even more. But I started doing thrifting way back in the 90s when my kids were young, and they were always dressed wonderfully. Their teachers even used to compliment us on how well our kids were dressed. Yep, it's just one of those things. But tell me what you think about people who pretend to be rich when they're not rich at all. Anyway, guys, oh, didn't mean to smile without my teeth. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Give me your views. Bye-bye. Lily, you were driving me crazy, baby girl.